And we are live. Hey, good afternoon on this Thursday in June. How are you all? Welcome to Give Voice to Your Vision. I'm like wiggling in my chair. I'm excited. I got some travel plans this weekend. Going to head to a conference, and that always juices me up and fills me with inspiration. We are talking today about 3 tricky truths. What? 3 tricky truths about visibility. I have been talking to a lot of people. I've been watching some leading edge webinars and doing some trainings and following my mentors closely, and the marketing is changing, and I want to talk about these visibility tricky truths today to help you access, activate, and allow your transformational message to radiate, resonate, shine through, and reach your aligned tribe. Welcome. If you're here, give me some hearts, thumbs up, say hey, let me know who you are. Looking at everything on the screen here. And I'm going to go ahead and jump right in. How am I doing? I think I can't see the time. Oh, there it is. 1 minute, 15 seconds in, and we are already at content. All right, we're going to start with the hidden underbelly of visibility marketing. And you got to have fun with this, right? Your marketing, I've said this on many trainings previously, your marketing is the biggest impact you're going to make in the world. It's going to be the way that you reach the most people. And so using that marketing to provide value, add value, it can also be a tool of permission to reach and share and quote unquote self-promote. You see a training we did a couple weeks ago on the 7, I don't remember what it was called exactly, but it was about non-sleazy sales, right? So the hidden underbelly of visibility marketing, I think there are several, but the one we're going to talk about today is the idea, what I've seen happen again and again, and it's happened to me as well, and it is that we try to be a jack of all trades. We have to do every visibility marketing platform idea thingamabob that comes along. So that means that we have to be on every social media platform, and we have to be writing emails, and we have to be writing blogs, and we have to, hey, Corey, and we have to be making videos, and we have to be on Facebook, and we have to be on LinkedIn, and we have to be in all these different places, and we need to be speaking, and we need to be, and we need to be, and we need to be, yeah? So the hidden underbelly is that we are told by all the experts, and it's one of the things that I really work to bust through in all of my trainings, and that's this idea that we have to do everything. We have to be visible, and that the act, here's where the tricky truth part comes in. Hi, Pharaoh. The tricky truth is that the act of being visible can feel like we're doing so much, especially for those of us who are a little bit shy, a little bit afraid of being too pushy, too salesy, too aggressive, right? So I'm so excited. I have to calm down, organize my thoughts. So the tricky truth around that is that it can feel like we're doing so much. Right? I've got the Facebook group going, and I've got the email list going, and I'm making a few videos, and I'm doing this, and I'm doing this, and then all of a sudden, all of those visibility actions fill up our days, and then are they leading to getting clients, to generating revenue, to making money? The more money you make, the more service you can provide, the bigger presence you can provide, the more you can delegate some of those visibility tasks, right? So we try to do everything, especially when we're bootstrapping it and just getting started and trying to build a business, solopreneurs, right? We try and do everything. And it is a trap, because we start to feel like, I've tried everything, I'm doing everything, I'm putting everything out there, and I'm doing the groups, and I'm spending all day on Facebook, or I'm like writing hundreds of emails, and I'm not getting sales. Now, let me tell you, every single action that you take is awesome, Okay, but the trap, the tricky truth, the hidden underbelly is that the visibility actions, being brave, putting it out there, figuring out what to say, honing our message, feeling that vulnerability and doing it anyway, commenting in groups, putting it out there can take up all of our time and energy, all of our bandwidth, especially if we're trying to do it all. So what do we do instead? That gets us to the next tricky truth. Okay? So the hidden underbelly of visibility marketing is that we become jack of all trades and master of none. And that being visible starts to take up all of our time and energy. Hi, Allison. Being visible starts to take up all of our time and our energy. And I'm talking too about that, the personal development piece of owning a business, of being visible. I work with transformational leaders so much. And if you have a voice and you're here to uplift people, that's you, right? And it can be so vulnerable and require us to kind of muster all of our will to really put ourselves out there so that we get caught in the loop of like, I'm putting myself out there, right? We'll talk briefly about like the antidote to that too, I promise. The second tricky truth that I wanted to talk to you about today is how to optimize, and I'm reading my notes, sometimes I say it great that way, how to optimize and master your visibility or your visibility marketing or just your marketing. How can you prioritize? How can you optimize? I'm just gesturing wildly. I've only had like 1 cup of coffee too. How can you optimize and maximize your visibility marketing so that it's actually doing what? Why are we doing all this marketing? Part of it is our own personal transformation to find our voice and put our message out there in the biggest possible way. And all of you who relate to that and know what I'm talking about have my heart. That is me. But we can get caught in that, right? So we want to optimize and master our visibility because what is it for? It is so that we can help and serve more people and grow a sustaining, thriving business, a sustainable, thriving business without working 100 hours a week, right? So here's how I'm going to tell you the first tip that we just talked about. The first tricky truth is that the hidden underbelly of visibility marketing is that we become a jack of all trades and master of none. And we become we feel, our brain thinks we're working, we're doing it, we're putting it out there because we're so busy being brave and putting it out there in every single of a million platforms, right? All the actions all the time, right? And so we want to optimize and master that. And the way that we do that and the way that we escape the hidden underbelly of being visible, the trap that's so easy to get caught up in, the way we escape that is that I like the happy faces, not the mean faces, or the sad faces. If you're sad, please find someplace else to be. I don't want to keep you here. The way that we do that is that we focus on our strengths. And I have talked about that a lot. That's one of the core foundation principles of my Visibility Success Academy. And it is one of the founding principles and that we follow in my Visibility Success Mastermind. And that is to focus on your strengths. And when you're just getting started out, you might not know what your strengths are, and that's okay. So then I have a whole system for like determining where to begin, but I still say focus on no more than 3 visibility platforms, because otherwise you are dissipating your energy, you're dissipating your intention, you're dissipating your ability to attract and manifest, right? If you're doing everything out here this way, then you're pushing everything away from you. So you want to start to be focused and allow that stuff to start to come into you, come toward you, right? So how do we do that? No more than 3 primary visibility tools at a time. Yay, Rochelle, love having you here, right? So the hidden underbelly of visibility marketing is that we become try to be a jack of all trades and master of none. And we get so busy with our visibility actions that are just being visible and they're not connected to sales, enrollment, getting clients, right? And the second tip that I'm sharing with you today is how to optimize and master that problem, that little trap to your visibility marketing so that you save time, energy, money, right, is focusing on your strengths. So if being live on Facebook is the absolutely most appalling, horrifying, scary thing you could ever do, maybe you don't start with that, okay? If and when you're ready to do that, it will amplify. Healing that block and fear, gaining confidence and courage, being able to drop in and own your message is the superpower of the transformational industry. I believe that is the thing that's going to help you rise above the noise without having to spend all day long in an editing software. Okay? Yeah, we have lots of tools, but what's fast, what's effective, and that's you speaking your truth, knowing your words, speaking in the language that your clients resonate with, and having offers and not spreading yourself too thin, okay? Not spreading yourself all over the map. So hidden underbelly, jack of all trades, master of none, scatters our energy, and then we get so caught up being busy, being busy, being visible, that we spread ourselves too thin and we forget to have that one anchor, the enrollment, the sales conversation. Sometimes we get so caught up being visible that because we are really avoiding that sales conversation, that enrollment process, right? I have value. I want to serve. How can I help you? Here's how you can work with me. It costs this much. How would you like to sign up? Online or send me a check, whatever it is, yeah? That piece is often what we're avoiding, especially for those of us who have visibility challenges or shyness, or it feels so too, right? Okay, the third tricky truth that I wanted to talk to you about. Oh, you know what? Let me finish this thought of how to optimize, because I'm talking about having an offer. And when you're first starting out, I think I spun out on this idea. When you're first starting out, you may try things. You may say, I could create this program, or this is how I talk about my coaching, or I'm going to go with this niche, right? So there is a trial and error process. And what happens sometimes, and this happened with someone I was just talking to yesterday, where the enrollment process kind of felt hard. It felt a little bit hard, and the thought of doing that all over again for the second run of this awesome program that she's creating, felt she wanted to do something else. And that is so common. I've spent years spinning my wheels that way, and as a consequence, I have some pretty killer programs that have come into focus for me. But we only need, here's the antidote, the secret underneath that tricky truth of spreading ourselves too thin, getting caught up in visibility for visibility's sake, is that we ultimately only need one offer and one program that gets our clients results. And then focusing on having that in place, getting leads. You hear it on Facebook all the time, or in the Facebook ads, and all you need is a funnel that works. And that is true. But getting there is a process. And that guy's system or this girl's system may or may not work for you. Check it out. If you resonate with them, go do it. Awesome. But for most people getting started and having consistent sales, at some point you're going to get on the phone with people. And I was watching a webinar this last weekend about, having one offer and having it be a high ticket offer, which is fantastic. And then once you have that resonating, you have this automatic lead generation, and you're just hopping on the phone for a few minutes and enrolling people in a high ticket offer. Well, for those of us with visibility challenges or just getting started, there are many, many layers and stepping stones of actual inner game work that has to happen in order to create that high ticket offer, have confidence in that high ticket offer, give voice to that high ticket offer in a way that doesn't feel horrifying, or maybe feels horrifying at first, but we keep getting better and it keeps getting easier, right? And then having that work. And all of those high ticket offers are going to at some point involve that sales conversation. You're going to get on the phone with people and still have to enroll them, even if you're getting all these leads from everywhere, from JV partners, from Facebook ads, wherever you're doing it, right? Total, and everything that they're saying in those ads about all you need is this is still true. And they have mastered it, and their clients have mastered it. But remember, what you're hearing, the trainings you're listening to, is their marketing, right? So they're providing value, they're teaching you what works for them, and they're showing you how to get it. And that's by making an investment with them, right? Okay, I get on a tangent. Is this valuable? Focus on your strengths, Farrell. I love it. So we've covered the hidden underbelly. What is it? What's the hidden underbelly? We become jack of all trades, master of none, and we spread ourselves so thin being visible, we forget to get to the enrollment conversation, right? How do we optimize and master our marketing and visibility? We have one offer that we can enroll. Okay, so we don't do everything at once. We find and try what works. And if we don't know what works yet, if we're creating that, we do what feels aligned. And there's other videos in here about how to find that alignment. It's the thing that makes you go, oh yeah, okay, I could try that. Gives you light energy versus the thing that makes you go, oh God, I have to do that thing, right? Okay, so I did say I would also share my AAA, I changed the name of it, I think, this morning, my 3-step formula for visibility that gets clients. You know, where do you start? Okay, where do you start? So first of all, you're going to focus in these visibility platforms. If you feel like LinkedIn feels fun, great. If you like Facebook, great. If you like to write emails or blogs, great. There's many people that have writing an ebook, speaking on stage, going to live events, right? All of those things are great. So what calls to you? What speaks to you? What feels the most doable? What's the thing you can imagine with the least amount of stress, anxiety, hassle, fear, trauma, if you go there? That's where I'm coming from. That's the background I'm coming from. So the 3-step formula for visibility that gets clients happens while you're figuring out the platforms and sometimes before. And the way that I like to think of it is that you want to access your calling, the thing that you wish you could do, the thing that calls to you, that nagging idea that has been with you forever, that you've maybe dismissed or put in a shoebox under the bed because it feels scary, or you've been told it's not going to work, everybody's already done it, there's some kind of self-doubt. But you have to access your purpose, your calling. You have to access what I call your inner voice. Okay? So access is the first element of the 3-step AAA formula. Guess what? There's more A's coming, you guys. Access your inner voice. Okay? And then you want to activate your message. How do we do that? Activate your confidence. Okay? How do we do that? So a lot of times we study. We get support, we get mentorship, we ask. I didn't include ask in my AAA formula, so it's a AAA to the second power or something. I'm not a math person. I don't know why it's a formula, but it is today. You have to ask your potential clients, okay? And there's a whole system for how I do that. That's part of the Visibility Success Academy. And if you have questions about that, post them and I'll try and support you here. You have to activate your message, and that's also, there's some research involved in that, okay? But one of the key activations that many people don't know about, and this is part of your secret, my secret sauce, your special bonus, the secret key that I use, and that has transformed myself and my clients in many ways, is coming up. But in order to activate the confidence and activate your message, you actually start putting it out there. We don't go off in a little box, in a little school, in a little mastermind, in a little program, more training, more that. Those are great. But if you want to activate your visibility, you start putting it out there. Okay? You just start putting it out there. Okay? It hones, it shapes, it gets clearer and clearer when you give voice to it. Okay? Another clue about the secret sauce that's coming up. I'm so hyper today. Nice hearts. Yay, you're hyper too. Heart me. I love it. And then, so we access our inner voice. And sometimes we could also, I'm going off on A's, we could also admit to ourselves what we really want to do. Okay? Access, admit it. Allow it. Oh, many A's. And then we want to activate our message. Okay, so that's giving voice to it. And then the third A, yes, now we're up to what, 6 A's, 9 A's, I'm not counting. But the third A in this 3-step formula that I have created, access your inner voice, activate your message. And then we want to amplify your voice and presence. Okay? If you are aligned and you are focused, you're not trying to do everything, amplifying starts to feel easy. It starts to feel free. It starts to feel like flying. You, like me, only a year ago, okay, I'm going to do a live. I'm just going to do it. Okay. Right? Now I'm like, oh yeah, it's live day. Great. What are we talking about? And you see, I get more and more excited and hyper the longer I go. Sometimes my lives are 40 minutes long because I'm having so much fun and providing value. Okay? So we access our inner voice. We activate our message. And we do that by giving voice to it. Written voice, posts on social. We start to put it into words and share it. And then we get confident. We get feedback. We get clarity, because we have activated it. And that is when our voice can be amplified without being dissipated, without being traumatic and overwhelming, without collapsing in confusion and overwhelm. Access your inner voice, activate your message, your transformational message, that calling, that purpose, and allow it, adding A's, and then amplify your voice. And here's the secret sauce. Hi, Ida. So good to see you. So the secret sauce, and this is something no one else knows. Well, no one else is teaching or sharing. This is my secret sauce, okay? Is that your physical voice, the act of actually speaking your words, putting sound and breath, well, breath and then sound vibration to your calling, to your message, and sharing it can actually heal your blocks and fears around being visible. When you do it in a facilitated, safe, reverent environment with support, there's specific tools that I use, from the Performance Toolkit, some from yoga practice, some from my own facilitating of clients for 25 years. There's specific tools that when you do that, and there's another layer of transformation possible when you do all of that in front of witnesses that are also taking that risk of speaking their message, sharing their vision, giving voice to their vision in front of others. Right? Molecules behave differently under observation. So when we are in front of other people, whether we're confident, extroverted, introverted, insecure, hot mess, hate public speaking, right? No matter what we feel, we know our body knows when we are being watched. And then there's all the mindset stuff. 92.6% of business growth and success and abundance in life is mindset, right? All the thoughts that we think can get in the way, and our physical voice can change our thinking. It can, our voice is a muscle, so when we use it, it's like we can program the language and the ideas and the words from our calling in the aligned language of our clients. We can program it into our body so that we don't have to think of it. Our mouth and our heart and our voice can share it. And that is what's happened for me. It's what happens for my clients. And there was a time when I thought I'd always be navigating fear and thinking and calculating. And that has also slipped away from me. And I see it happening for my clients way faster than it did for me. So it's possible, okay? It's possible. Access, activate, and amplify your unique voice. So the physical voice is one of your superpowers to doing that. And just did an interview on a new podcast that's coming out. I'll share it with you guys when it's ready to go in a couple of months, probably, called Your Superpowered Mind, and how I use the voice to heal and clear the blocks and fears that people have around being visible, and even giving voice to those offers and those invitations for people to work with you. So the physical voice is one of your secret hidden superpowers, and that's the secret sauce that I love to share, specific tools for how people use and do that. Maybe we'll do another live on some of those. So when you heal your blocks and fears around being seen and heard, again, quoting Ms. Marianne Williamson, who I quote a lot here, I know, your all of the transformation that you go through in order to free your own permission to be seen and heard and to give voice to your vision automatically is resonant in your words, in your presence. That healing and transformation that you've experienced is actually transmuted to the people who hear you. Your presence automatically liberates others. The work that you've done raises the vibration. All right? And the physical voice can also, again, I'm just recapping, can heal and clear the stuck fears, those times you have withheld to be polite. Don't be too loud. Don't be too quiet. Don't be too smart. Don't be too bold. Don't be too daring. Don't be too obnoxious. Don't be too salesy. Don't be too, right? That's where we started. So all of that withholding of your self-expression gets stuck in your physical body. It gets stuck in your mental body, the body of your thoughts. It gets stuck in your emotional body, so you feel like frustrated or stifled or scared or smaller and smaller and smaller. And it completely blocks your creative body, that vision that you are here to bring through that can only come through you in a way that specific, exact people who need what you have, the way you have it and how you share it, can hear. Okay? So your physical voice can heal those blocks and fears. It can rewire your brain. It can rewire your confidence and charisma. And remember the formula to visibility that actually works, which means what? It means that you have an invitation and people have a way to hire you, book you on their stages to speak, buy your book, whatever it is, however you're sharing your work in the world, right? Oh, I get excited, right? You're going to access, activate, and amplify your voice. Access your inner voice. You're going to activate your message, your words, your ideas, and then you're going to amplify your voice. Okay? That is what I wanted to share with you today. Now, I will tell you guys that because you're here today, I am going to share an opportunity for you to join me in a pilot that I've only run one time about 1.5 years ago. I ran a pilot called Give Voice to Your Vision, and you guys helped me vote on the name here. Thank you. So funny, we check how it's resonating, and I think it's resonating even more today than it was 18 months ago. So I am running that pilot, and it is starting in a couple of weeks. And because you're here with me, you have dibs. I have made a couple of invitations to people that have reached out to me before, and a couple of pre-registration invitations have gone out, and it is limited to 10 spots. But this is a, sorry, I'm lost in the chat and the hearts. This is the second run of this program, so there's still pilot pricing available, and it's a really special program. I only run it live because what we do is we create that safe space. Yeah? We create the container, and then we give voice. And we heal and clear those blocks and fears. We hone and access and activate and hone your message. And we witness for each other, and each person actually gets to speak during every call. So we have the transformation happening there. And I share a lot of the tools that I use to find your message and to clear the hesitancy, the insecurity, the stifled, the stuck, help you expand and be bigger. And I would love for you to join me in that program. Hey, Allison, I will. As I said, it's a pilot, and if you have any questions, we can just chat about it. I think my team gave me a really simple sign-up link that I can share with you here in the chat. So if that's you, it's limited. It's 10 people, and we start really soon, and I have a couple of the spots are already filled. So if that calls to you, if that speaks to you, if you're curious about it, I will post this link for you to check. It's just a really simple sign-up page. So if you have any questions about it, I just want you to private message me, and we'll get on the phone for a few minutes, and I will answer them. I curate this call. I curate this program 7 weeks, and really based on the people who are ready to finally break free of their own holding back, their withholding, their inhibition, their insecurity around being seen and being heard, so that they can unlock the power of their unique transformational message. And things are speeding up. Digital marketing is getting crazy. There's so much technology we could do. There's so many visibility platforms we could be on. And for those of you in a healing space, in a service space, in an uplift the world, change the world, make it better, help others place, we have some stuff. Most of us have some stuff around being visible. Maybe it doesn't feel safe. Maybe we're afraid of judgment. And all of those things have shifted from, I'm sure the people who have gone through the pilot had massive transformations and went from crying when they talked about their real thing that was so beautiful and powerful and people needed to hear it, to having clients, writing books. Lots of big shifts happened in that program. So if you're feeling, and this isn't about becoming what you're not, it's about being more who you are, having your own permission to hone, own, and share your message in the biggest possible way, in the way that you want to, right? So I would love to support you in there. You're welcome to take a look at that. It is a pilot pricing. It is definitely pilot pricing. Get in on the pilot pricing. This is the last time that it will be offered at that price, and it is starting very soon. So, I mean, I'm not sure that the whole automation is all set up on there, so you can go in there, and then the team will reach out to you in the next day or two to finalize. And if you have questions, if you're curious, if you just wonder if maybe, let's get on the phone for 5 minutes. I would love to help you get a better sense of what it is, hear what's going on for you, and even in that 5 minutes on the phone, sometimes things start to shift. So reach out to me if I can support you and you're ready to really trust yourself, trust your message, find and free your voice, whichever platform works best for you, and share it in the world. And when you have that freedom as a healer service provider in the transformational space, that your presence, your voice, your face, your presence, your ownership of that message, your embodied message, freely shared, will be the thing that's going to rise up through the noise of technology. It's going to make the technology you decide to use work way better, and it's going to raise your vibration and help you attract those aligned clients, those specific people who need to hear what you are bringing through. I'm so passionate about this, you guys. If anyone has any questions or comments, if you would like, whether or not you want to join my program, if you are ready to be heard and ready to be valued and ready to make a big difference and a big impact, just comment. Whether you're watching the replay or you're here live, just comment, I am ready. I am doing this. I will share my voice. Because the transformation and the personal growth and the mindset work and all of the strategies and systems and platforms that you need you go through, whatever it takes to get you there, is your journey of transformation. And the further you go in your own journey of transformation, the more you can bring to others. So, 3 tricky truths about visibility. It still comes down to you and your voice and your presence and your unique message and your unique gifts, and having your own permission, having the tools that you need to access, activate, and allow them. Access, activate, allow, and then amplify. 4 A's? What are the 4 A's? You guys, I have too many A's. All right? Ready? Yo, Allison, let's talk really soon. I miss you. We haven't talked forever. I love it. Thanks for being here. All right, you guys, I am going to travel on, go into a conference this weekend. Maybe I'll pop back in here with some tidbits and shares from there. And I would love for you watching the replay, watching now, just say I'm ready if you're ready to finally give voice to your vision. I would love to support you. I'm happy to have you here and be supporting you here. And I know for a fact you can do this. Oh, you know what? I'm going to say, love the A's. Michelle, you're my girl. Me too. They're awesome. Allowing awesomeness. Okay, what was I going to say? Oh, I just wanted to share that some people that I work with, especially people that have come to this particular pilot program, have this feeling or this fear that it's not going to work for them, and that they're too scared, or they're too vulnerable, or they get too charged, or they're too broken, or they're too insecure, whatever the judgment thoughts are, or that they've tried so many different ways and nothing's worked. So they're kind of at a point where they're giving up on themselves, or they're afraid or feeling, when I first enrolled this program, I talked to, I don't know, it was a brand new pilot. I talked to maybe 40 or 50 people, and like 20% of those people flat out told me that they were too scared. They were like, I can't even come to a small intimate group facilitated by you. I feel safe with you, but I don't know about the other people. I can't even imagine doing it or showing up for myself. And they didn't even know what we were going to do. It was just this whole idea of finally expressing themselves and allowing and owning and honoring the thing inside them that's here to come out, that they're here to share. And they were just not able to even go there. And many of them said, even though it didn't make any sense, and they were like, I can't believe this, it was amazing to me that more than half of the people that I talked to said, it honestly feels like I will be killed. It honestly feels like I will die if I even try. And we healed that, and we shifted that. And I know what that feels like. And people don't believe it because I'm confident and I put myself out there. But that's been a process, and that's why I'm good at it, because I really, really deeply get what it's like to be that scared and to be that withheld. And it doesn't matter if you're an introvert. It doesn't matter if you're an extrovert. This can manifest in a lot of different ways for a lot of people. Sometimes we keep putting ourselves out there with lots of flash and glitz, but we don't get to that invitation because of that underlying fear. So it really is possible to shift and heal that. And because for those of you who might if you're one of those people who has that extra charge or vulnerability around it, when you transcend it, when you heal it, when you find your words and you access and you activate and you allow and then you amplify, the resonance of that healing is shared. Like Marianne Williamson says, as we are liberated from our fears, our presence automatically liberates others. So I am on a mission to unleash the power of your voice on the planet, the human voice on the planet. And that's voice in the biggest sense of the word. To give voice to your calling, to stop withholding your genius and have your own permission and whatever it takes to freely share it. Because when we are all freely sharing our gifts with total respect and allowance of others, the world's going to be different. And that's how you can change your world today. All right, guys. Love the A's. Love you too. See you soon. We'll be back here next week. But in the meantime, comment, post, share in the comments here. I'm ready. And I'll talk to you soon. All right. Bye-bye.